folks. So, Iran has just sent $1 billion to Israel. And I'm not talking about investments or aid packages. I'm talking about a huge missile barrage, and it's got the world on edge. Today, we're diving deep into why this attack happened, what was targeted, and what kind of firepower Iran used. Iran launched this attack in response to some major escalations from Israel. Recently, Israel assassinated some high-ranking leaders: Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh, Hezbollah's Hassan Nasrallah, and an Iranian commander Abbas Nilfarushan. And if that wasn't enough, Israel has also been making moves in Lebanon, which is Hezbollah's turf. So Iran fired back in a big way. What got hit? Well, Iran claims they went for Israeli military bases and intelligence sites like Nevatim Air Base. But the reality on the ground? It was a mix of military and civilian areas. Missiles slammed into central and southern Israel, with some even hitting populated regions like a school in Gadara. Millions of Israelis were sent running to bomb shelters. Fortunately, Israel's air defense systems intercepted most of these missiles. But the ones that did hit caused some serious damage. Now, let's talk about the real stars of this show, the missiles. Iran fired a variety of ballistic missiles, including the Shahab-3, which has a range of around 1,000 kilometers. Each Shahab-3 missile costs roughly $3 million US, or about 4.38 million Australian. To put that into perspective, that's the equivalent of 150 Hilux utes or 3 houses in Western Sydney. Iran also allegedly used hypersonic missiles, like the Fatah-1. These bad boys travel at speeds of Mach 13 to 15. Now, we don't have a specific cost for the Fatah-1, but hypersonic missiles generally cost a fortune. We're talking millions. So Iran wasn't just throwing any old rockets, they were throwing the Rolls-Royce of missiles. So Iran launched 180 to 200 missiles at Israel. Let's do some quick maths here. At 4.38 million Australian per Shahab-3, that's around 876 million Australian dollars for this entire barrage. And that's not even counting the unknown cost and number of hypersonics used. Now, if we break that down, that's the equivalent of 29,000 Hilux utes, basically the same amount of 2024 models sold in Australia. Or, it's equivalent to all 900 houses in Windsor. That's how much firepower we're talking about. There's always money for war, right? But how many of these missiles actually hit? Israel's Iron Dome and other air defenses intercepted most of them, as claimed by Israel, while Iran says only 10% of their missiles were intercepted. The truth? Probably somewhere in between. Some people online are even saying that the Iron Dome failed, with videos showing impact sites. But here's the thing. The Iron Dome is designed to let through missiles that are heading towards unpopulated areas, like the desert. Why? Because firing an expensive interceptor to protect empty sand just doesn't make sense. But some missiles did get through, hitting residential and military areas. But the Iron Dome is basically like trying to hit a traveling bullet with another bullet. And as for deaths, Iran's missile barrage reportedly killed one Palestinian sheltering in the West Bank. The US Navy also helped to intercept some of those missiles. Despite the videos floating around online showing strikes hitting targets, Iron Dome stopped the majority of them, saving a lot more lives and damage than if it wasn't there. The world is holding its breath, waiting for Israel's response. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has already promised that Iran made a big mistake and that they'll pay for it. The US is discussing possible Israeli strikes on Iran's oil facilities. They're trying to keep things from escalating further. But it's clear that retaliation is on the horizon. This is a conflict with no easy solutions, but one thing's for sure, the scale of the firepower and the cost of this attack is mind-boggling. As we wait for what Israel will do next, the world is watching closely. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. Should Israel retaliate, or is there a way out of this without more destruction?